Hi, I'm Crystal DeBacker. I'm the media coordinator for the city of Van Alstyne, and I'm here with Chief Ryan Dockery, the fire chief here in Van Alstyne. And so in line with our city leader interviews, we're going to get to know him and a little bit about his connection here in Van Alstyne. So hi, thanks for sitting down with me.
Thanks,
Tell us
Crystal.
a little bit about yourself.
So I'm from Trenton, born and raised. It's a small town just like Van Alstyne. Me and my wife and two kids live there. I have a daughter who is a senior in high school and a son who is 9 years old.
Very cool. And how did you get involved in Van Alstyne?
Well, right out of high school, I began working for a local cabinet shop in Trenton, and I began volunteering with the Trenton Fire Department. And I quickly fell in love with the profession and decided to put myself through Fire Academy and EMT school.
Very cool. And then you went straight to Van Alstyne after school?
Not straight after. I worked with my dad. He was a roofer, and I had tested at a few places that didn't pan out. So
I hear it's quite a process when you're going through that. I always hear that it's quite a journey when you're getting started to find a good station to work with.
Yeah, it is. But the Trenton Fire Chief at the time had mentioned Van Alstyne, and I didn't know much about Van Alstyne. But I put in an application, and shortly after I got a phone call and was hired on part-time.
And what year was that?
That was in 2008.
Oh my goodness. And so you started, and what led you to be the fire chief?
Well, shortly after I started as part-time, I was promoted to full-time after about a year and a half, and then I went through paramedic school and started attending other fire service courses to better myself and my career, and eventually promoted to driver engineer, and then to lieutenant, and then eventually became fire chief.
Pretty quick process, because what year were you fire chief?
I was promoted as interim fire chief in 2017, and then a year later, our city manager, Elaine Jones, took away the interim, and
So in less than 10 years, you began your career and became fire chief, am I right?
Yes.
That's so impressive. That's very exciting. So outside of the fire station, what else do you do with your family?
Honestly, I love being at home with my family. We love working around the house, me and my wife, and just being involved with the things that my kids like to do. I love spending time with them, me and my daughter. One of the things that we've done together for her 4 years in high school is she loves to show. She's a big part of FFA, so I try to be a big part of that and be in support of her through that. And I go to livestock shows with her, and then my son, he's into sports, and he plays basketball and soccer, and he's into gaming and stuff. So I just try to be a part of that with them. That's what's important to me. And aside from that, me and my family, we love to be outdoors. We love to go up to Beaver's Bend and hike, and like to hunt and stuff.
And you mentioned your wife. I know that you didn't know much about Van Alstyne when you started your fire career, but your wife has a lot of ties to Van Alstyne, right?
She does. She's from Van Alstyne, and that's how I met her, was working here. So
I love that. Yeah, I got to meet her at the Christmas party, and she was telling me a lot about her history.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's related to Teddy Ann, who was a mayor, and
Yes.
she goes way back here in the community.
Yes.
I love that. So you're really anchored down here in Van Alstyne, even though you currently live in Trenton still.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you wish more people knew about Van Alstyne?
I think what I wish more people knew about Van Alstyne is how rich it is in history, but also more importantly, just how supportive the community is of one another. I come from a small town, and it's the same exact way. Everybody knows everybody. We support one another, and I love how the community supports the public safety departments, and I just love the small town.
You mentioned public safety, which immediately reminded me of the new public safety facility that's coming. That has been in the talks for a while. I know it's such a huge process. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're extremely excited about it. Myself and Chief Barnes, along with our city manager, we've been working hard on this project, and we're excited for it to come to fruition because currently we've outgrown our current facilities, and the time has come where we need a facility like that. Our crews are excited about it. It's not only going to be built for present day, but it's going to be built for the future too. and it's going to serve as our facility for years to come, and we're just really excited to get in it. And
yeah. You're exactly right. We talked about how we'd be able to grow into it for many years to come. There'll be more stations in Van Alstyne at some point. What do you think the community impact's going to be with having a public safety facility right there? Do you think that it's going to change anything for interaction with the public safety facility?
I think so. I think the facility itself and the things that we're planning for that facility is going to bring the community together in certain ways, and we're excited to see that happen. You know, the community just means so much to us as citizens, and their support, and you know, I wouldn't want it any other way. I would want them to have much involvement with us.
I think the location is far more visible. Having an impressive facility is going to help a lot, but I love that location, being so close to the schools. I know you do a lot with the schools. My kids come home and tell me about it every time the firefighters are up there. So I think everyone's very excited when they get a chance to interact with you. I know that when we go out to lunch, we sometimes get to run into some firefighters and police officers, and my kids always run up to them. They get the high fives, the stickers, sometimes the hats. Your captain has handed out hats at Bill Smith's, and my kids have never forgot it. So the way you interact with the community, it shows, and I think I don't know if I speak for the community by any means, but we love it. In regards to your role here in Van Alstyne, whether you're a community member or fire chief, what kind of legacy are you hoping to leave behind?
One that is built around trust, honesty, integrity, commitment, compassion, dedication, to name a few. One that promoted a strong, positive culture and made a positive impact on the community. To me, it's about coming in day in and day out and giving it your best, no matter who's watching. Leading by example and being a moral compass for the department. When I retire, I want to know that I left the department in a great position and passed on great leadership principles.
Well, honestly, that sounds like an incredible leader. Everything you just mentioned, I think it is the goal when it comes to the city leaders here, to leave that kind of a legacy. And I think that being like the forefront of your focus is incredible and very, very proactive, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
So besides the public safety facility, because that would be too as easy of an answer for you, what is something that you know is coming to Van Alstyne that you're excited about?
Well, I'm gonna say our new fire engine.
Oh, the fire engine.
But it's already here.
Okay.
So we're about to do our push-in ceremony with it, and we're extremely excited about that. And it's just been a process, and the turnaround time's feels like it's been forever, but it was actually a decent turnaround time. And we're just glad to have it and add it to our fleet, and we think it's going to help tremendously. Yeah,
and it wasn't that long ago that we were celebrating the new ambulance, and so now we get a new, you call it a ladder truck, right?
New fire engine.
Fire engine, okay, I'm so sorry. But yeah, very exciting, new equipment. Are you adding this? Are you keeping any as backups?
So our current frontline engine will move to reserve status, okay, and this will replace it as frontline.
Very cool, well, we're excited to see it. And when is that push-in ceremony?
It is scheduled for November 13th.
Okay, but is there anything else you wanted to share about your experience here in Van Alstyne?
No, I just love it here. I go back to where I grew up and the small town feel and how everybody knew everybody and how supportive everybody was of one another. And that just made a huge impact on me when I started my career here, and I fell in love with Van Alstyne, and I knew that I wanted to continue my career here and eventually retire from here.
Awesome, well, I hope that's a long time from now, but sounds like a great legacy to leave. So thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you.